will start our journey in 5 minutes. But in the meantime, you see that we have in the first 4 sutras what we have understood what is meditative state and non-meditative state. Or you can simply say what is yoga and what is not yoga. Very clearly, when the mind is knowing, acting, thinking in the state of meditation, that is what Patanjali says it is yoga. And as long as the mind is wandering everywhere, then it is a non-yogic state. You can say it's a non-meditative state. And then couple of the verses. In the next 8 verses, we understood that what is the cause of, here comes Leslie. So we understood what is the cause of suffering in our life, in our day-to-day life. Envy, jealousy, hatred, pain, pleasure, with our own near and the dear ones. We don't have time to fight, to a cashier in the Walmart. We fight with our own. Either we fight with near and dear ones, mentally I would say, or we fight with our own self. And Patanjali says the cause is the mind. That is what we have understood. If you remember, we understood 5 subjective states of the mind, 5 objective states of the mind. Huh? You may remember. If you don't remember, you have those audios, so you can take it. And then we came to the topic, what exactly is the practice? What it means by practice according to Patanjali. Huh? I think you remember, Stephanie... Stephen, David, Terry has been attending regularly. So you understand what exactly is the practice. So the practice has 2 elements, the paying attention or taking your mind to the 4th state. That is one part, and the dispassion. So that is what I say, according to Patanjali. Regular practice with wisdom. I believe that you remember. So here comes our friend Lara. So you see that? So in the first 4 sutra, what did we understand? What is a yogic state and what is a non-yogic state? You see that? It's make a difference between a state and a position of the body. You are doing a headstand pose. Is that yoga? You have to ask yourself, according to Patanjali. So Patanjali says, yogic state, non-yogic state. So yogic state reveals peace, happiness, love, wisdom. When? 24/7. Where? In all conditions. With whom? With everyone. And in the next sutras, couple of 8 or 9 sutras, we understood what exactly, what is the cause of suffering. It is the mind. So if you give a direction to the mind, how? Practice begins. So the practice, as we use the word in English, is totally different from our conventional understanding of the practice. It engages your mind. What kind of a mind? We all have mind. So that mind which is 100% available to you. First you have to prepare yourself. That is your mind 100% available. No, I'm going to start now, so don't worry. Sam, yes. So when the mind is 100% available, then we know where to direct this mind and supported by dispassion. So then we understood in the two sutras what exactly are the meditative states. Do you remember? In the primary stage of meditation, we have 4 stages. And the final stage of meditation, we have 1. Asampragyat samadhi and sampragyat samadhi. And for a couple of weeks, we understood what it means by being a seeker. If you are not a seeker, you will not succeed. No, I'm listening to you. I heard you. I can repeat it. No, it will not work. Now, when we were babies, our parents taught us and we used to repeat it. So that repetition is habitual. It's an information gathering system. It's not revealing the knowledge. You see the difference? So we understood how to become a seeker. So last week we understood that seeker who has a faith in God. Now we are going to be very clear about what exactly is the God in the next 5 sutras. So today we'll have an introduction of these 5 sutras and then we will go slowly. So are you talking of religion, cult, dogma, belief? No. Yoga has nothing to do with religion, cult, dogma, belief. But they definitely uses the word God. So here the word God is used as Ishwar. So we'll find out what exactly he means by Ishwar. That is one word. And Purusha. That is the second word. First understand Purusha. Pur. You see the pur is the first syllable and sha is the second syllable. So we have many cities whose suffix is pur. Kanpur, Muzaffarpur. So the Purusha, the word Purusha means the one who lays deep within the heart. And who lays deep within the heart? My real self. What is real self? It is absolute consciousness, existence, bliss. So Purusha. So the first sutra, Patanjali explains Klesh Karma Vipak Ashaya Para Mrishtaha Purush Vishesh Ishwara. So what he says, the one who dwells deep inside my heart, not affected by the time and the space and the relations, is a spatial Purusha. And that spatial Purusha is Ishwar, God. So we will also understand the meaning of the Ishwar. So that is the first sutra. And then the second sutra pertaining to that, Tatra Niratishayam Sarvagya Bijam. What does that mean? That he is of the nature of knowledge, all-pervading. Third sutra, Saesha Purvesham Api Guru. He is the Guru of the past, all the predecessors, all the teachers. And the next sutra, he says, Tasya Vachaka Pranavaha. He is symbolized. You see that? He is symbolized as Om. And when we, with the knowledge we practice on the Om, we can reach to the highest state of meditation. So these are the 5 sutras, explains clearly what does it mean by the Ishwar or the God in the journey of yoga. So let us see first sutra. Klesh karma vipak ashaye paramrishtah purush vishesh ishwarah. Ishwarah. First understand the word Ishwar. Every Sanskrit word has some root, and once we understand the root of it, you will find it is so easy to go behind and understand that. What is that? Ishwar. 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 So what is that meaning of the Ishwar? So first thing, the root Ish means capable, owner, and Var means best and excellent. Now find out the meaning of the God as used by our master Patanjali. What that means now? Ish, capable, and Var, best, highest. What it means. Find out. The root word Ishwar comes from Ish, meaning capable of, owner, ruler, chief. And the second part of the word is known as Vara, means depending on the context. It is best, it is excellent, it is beautiful. So means what? It is owner of the best. It is owner of the highest. It is owner of the greatest. Means what? Permanent peace, one consciousness, love deep inside. That is the best and the highest. So what is the result of meditation? That is the result of meditation. What we discover? We discover our real self. What is the real self? Is of the nature of permanent peace, happiness, love and wisdom. So what is that Ishwar? Where it is lying? You see, in contrast to the religion, in all the religions, we have one or other kind of heaven and hell. If you don't worship God, you are bound to go to hell. There is no way. So because the God is watching you, you are not worshipping Him, so you are bound to go to hell. In one or the other way. Cult, dogma, belief, etc., etc. But here what we are saying? What is the best, highest and the greatest that is lying, located deep within my heart, behind the body and the mind complex, is known as Ishwar. Are you getting it? You do not depend on anyone outside to bring an end to the suffering. Yoga means working on your body, on your mind, on your thought, on your attitude, on your behavior, and ultimately you transcend that body, mind complex and all the thoughts. Ultimately, you discover your real nature. And one master declares, he says, Ishvara Aham, means that God which dwells deep within me is I am. It is my real self. So people don't start, making a statement from today to your honey, you see, I am God. Don't do that until you reach to that state. Never say, I am a goddess for you. You see that? You don't listen to me, I will send you to hell. So that is not, you have to remove that misconception. Understand? So first thing that we have understood, the exact meaning of the Ishwar, Purusha. Now he says, now you see that what we have done until now is where we are heading to. So he says, Klesh Karma Vipak. Klesha means affliction, sorrow, suffering. So it means what he is saying? That real self, that special Purusha, that Ishwar which is dwelling in deep inside my heart all the time, 24/7, is beyond all the suffering, all the 5 suffering. What are the 5 suffering? Avidya, ignorance, ego, avidya, asmita. Asmita means ego, attachment and detachment, and jealousy, abhinivesha. Then second part he says, karma vipak. Karma vipak means fruits of an action. The mind is not always thinking. Why we are running in the world? Ask yourself. We are seeking a fruits of an action. The mind is totally out of it. Mind is clear. I have decided to give you a lesson. Let me focus on this lesson. No ego inside, not seeking a fruits of an action. See that? You equate in your day-to-day life very silly actions, going to the restroom and giving a class. At the mental level, it is not seeking any fruits of an action. I'm giving a very rough example. You see that? Karma vipak. So now he is explaining that what kind of a God this is. So first attribute is that that person is beyond all the sorrow and the suffering. Are you beyond the sorrow and suffering? You are. God or goddess. Karma vipak, fruits of an action. So when you do not seek the fruits of an action, can you think, and you don't have an ego of performing an action, then what happens? Can you imagine? Can you think of it? You do not accumulate impressions in the mind. The mind remains all the time like a transparent mirror. You had anxiety yesterday, but now you don't have it. You don't keep any impression. Otherwise, we go on repeating the past because of the impressions. So means the God never accumulates any impressions, untouched by any impression of the past. Otherwise, we carry forward those impressions. I know you inserted me when? 10 years ago. I still remember. You see, I have a sharp memory. So when you say that I have a sharp memory that you inserted me 10 years ago, ego also comes. Look at it. And ego comes because you inserted me, so I have. My mind also accumulates the impression of attachment and detachment. See that I'm living in ignorance. Past is dead. Let it drop. Let it go. So is God and goddess. You all are gods and goddesses. So even if I say something nasty, I know you will tolerate it. That is another wrong rationalization. I have to check deep within my heart. So you see the klesh karma vipaka ashaye. Ashaye means untouched. Paramristaha purusa vishesh ishwaraha. What is that? That is Purush Vishesh. Purush Vishesh, I explained you. Purush, spatial Purusha. Purush Vishesh, a spatial person. You can say a spatial person. That spatial person is God. As long as we identify ourselves with the body and the mind and the labels, we are an ordinary person. because we are bound to suffer. We are attached. We enter into jealousy and hatred, sorrow and suffering. So when we become a spatial, it is already there deep inside my heart. What is the journey of meditation? What we have been doing until now? We are discovering that. We are moving the mind within. We are discovering that spatial Purusa that is deep-seated in my heart. Don't take the heart as a physical organ. At the center of the heart. Heart means it is the seat of consciousness in yoga. Heart, it is not a physical heart. So it is within me, and that is why self-discovery is the goal of meditation. That is the first sutra. Klesh karma vipaka ashaye paramrishtaha Purush Vishesh Ishvara. Now experience, are you living into that state which is untouched by any impression in the mind? Memory is there. Memory is there. If the memory is not there, then I cannot recognize who is Lara, who is Brandy, who is Javid and Jai. The memory is there. But untouched by any past impressions. What is required? I should know your name so that I can address, I can make a query, I can ask you to share your experiences, that is all. But when my mind is totally untouched, that mind goes directly and settles into the real self. Settling into the real self, what Patanjali says in the third sutra, when you settle in yourself, you are experiencing there is a constant awareness of that real self in permanent peace and happiness is what Patanjali is saying, God. So you have to be very clear that when we use the word God, we are not referring to what we say, generator, operator, and destroyer. We are not talking of. We are not talking of a God who lives in heaven. Why, the heaven is deep within us. We are deluded by ignorance. Once you remove that ignorance, you are already there. And then the one master declares, he says, no, why should I shy? He says, there is a Adi Shankara says, Ishvaraha aham. He says, that God. Which God? Not located in the heaven, but located deep inside the heart, behind the body and the mind, is I am. You see the beauty of, if you don't acquire the knowledge, we should have a clarity, 100% clarity. And then what is that Ishwar? Then Ish, chief, owner. And Vara means capable. What it is, it is the owner of permanent peace and happiness, love and wisdom. Owner. And where it is located? Deep inside the heart. What is its characteristics? It is beyond all the 5 kinds of sorrow and the suffering. That is the ultimate cause of all the suffering. Ignorance, ego, attachment and detachment, and abhinivesh. You can say jealousy, or when the mind is totally sitting in the body, it completely absorbs into the body and claims I am the body. That is also known as abhinivesh. So you see that. Now during the day, just even sit for 5 minutes. Do nothing. Ask yourself, am I beyond all the 5 sorrows and suffering? You will find that you are already there, but it is not continuous. Why it is not continuous? Because the mind comes in between. what the mind brings, the past impressions. So it is not only the past impressions of anxiety, reaction, what happened in relationship, but the past impression also contains a level of ignorance. What is that ignorance? I am the body. I am the mind. So once all these do not happen in the mind, you live into that state. Then what happens? The smile remains intact. When I say smile, then people start smiling. Otherwise, they miss it. So now, can you simply, my master used to say, be happy and keep smiling. Why? The greatest qualification of a seeker is to remain cheerful all the time. Gita says, I'll refer that. So, am I cheerful? No, I am very much stressed. Can you help me meditate? You will not be able to meditate. You start your journey with the stress. You might be thinking, if I have a problem, then what should I do? I know you will not ask me. So I will answer that. Let us start our practice now. Close your eyes. Close your eyes and close your eyes. It's a very big topic. We are transitioning, we are entering into the higher journey. We all are seeker. Eyes are closed. You see, during meditation, when you are listening to me, you have to listen to the teacher. You have not to listen to the mind. Then you will not complain, no, my mind was crazy, it was distracted, because you are not listening to me. No, I'm not forcing you, but I'm just saying eyes are closed and you are looking at the body. Looking at the body means mind is aware of the body. What it means when the mind is aware of the body, mind perceives, there is a sense of steadiness. And that mind is looking inside. Now are you clear? I believe you're 100% clear. Why we say mind, look inside the head or the heart. Look inside the heart. What do we find? The space or darkness or blankness or couple of thoughts or mind is working. We have to get rid of all. Why? You know the answer. That is what we discussed today. But why we see the darkness, emptiness, blankness? Because the mind is not in the habit of going deeper within ourselves. It has always been going out. See that? So in that state, we will go being comfortable. Let us pick up one more step into that. So looking at the neck joint. So when you look at the neck joint, you feel the sensation. You are comfortable and you experience steadiness. What is behind that? Again, the mind says, no, I have never gone deeper inside, hence I see only the darkness and the space and the blankness. No worries. You have started the journey. That is more important. Do you see that? That is more important. You continue the journey. That is more important. You are committed. That is more important. What you see now, it will change. So look at the shoulder joints. Be there. Where? On the shoulder joints. Experience sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. Okay. And then look inside. Again I encounter what? Blankness, space. No worries. That is what the mind is saying. That is what the master is saying. Now I see calm, I see space, and I see darkness, and then I say, no, it is not happening. I cannot see that. What should I do? It will take time, continuous journey, sincerity, commitment. That is what the master said. To become a seeker, the entire body. Look at the entire body. You are aware of the entire body, all the joints of the body. And here, feel the sensation being comfortable and steadiness. In that state of the steadiness, you are looking deep inside. You're looking deep inside the heart. Again, the same space. You see, now I'm linking this with the nyasa. So you are aware of the space, and that space is our highway. Start breathing little, deep, silent and slow. Did we understand that we should not breathe deeper where the mind experiences a sense of anxiety? We should not be breathing so slow and shorter where the mind can be distracted. You see, I'm solving the problem. You have to find out in between. The breath is going in and breath is coming out. Now, as you inhale, move the mind inside the right arm from the shoulder to the fingertips in the space, singing Om. Oh, I said so many things. As you exhale, first point of awareness, mind moves from the fingertips to the shoulder. Second point, where in the space of which you are aware. And fourth point, singing Om. So, 4 points of awareness. While driving, are you not aware of the steering, rear and the front mirror and the lane? You see, it's a fun driving. Why not it is a fun doing nyasa? Because we have not done the practice, or we are not aware. See that? Please continue. We are going to search the God, and we understood where it is located. Move the mind in the same way inside your left arm. As you inhale, the mind is moving inside the left arm from the shoulder to the fingers. Mind is singing, chanting. You know, normally the word is used in our tradition is chanting. Chanting means you are singing without any musical instrument. Recitation means that you recite the verse. You don't chant it. And as you move the mind, as you exhale, the mind is moving from the fingertips of the left arm inside in the space to the shoulder, chanting Om. So from today, I will use the word chanting. You don't need any musical instrument. Why? The mind has to be tuned. Look at it. That is the way. And moving the mind inside the right leg in the same way, all the 4-pointed awareness from the right side of the waist to the toes when you inhale, and when you exhale, from the toes to the right side of the waist. You know what happens? When the breath, that rate and the rhythm that is aligned with what the mind accepts, it may be long, it may be deeper, it may be... So what happens? The mind drops those distractions on one hand, and that mind can go deeper within. But basically, fundamentally, this step is for the sake of purification of the mind. What that purification means? Klesha, karma, vipaka. Impurities. What are those impurities? These are, that causes the ignorance. What causes the ignorance? Causes the distraction. You see, everything is linked. So gradually, when we become a seeker, we understand that, and then it becomes, the journey becomes a play and a fun. Move the mind inside your left leg. In the same way. See, again I am repeating. Breath is your car. Mind is the driver that takes Om with it. And where you are driving? In the space inside. Why? Because I have to explore within. The mind one day, and based on your experiences that you shared before, so someday the mind says, yes, I'm 100% pure. And that mind leaves you with wonderful experience. Many of you have shared. And now the same step inside the spine, from the crown of the head to the tailbone, and from the tailbone to the crown of the head. As you inhale, the mind is descending, dropping inside the spine. But again the mind complains, I see the darkness in the spine. No worries. It's not a complaint. It's a journey. Let this mind be 100% pure, and you will see, you will know what? That is what we discussed today. And now leave this. We are doing meditation with the mantra that you have now remembered by heart. Now see what we are seeking. So first is singing and listening. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastirbhavatu. Sarvesham swastirbhavatu. Singing, listening and meaning. What is the meaning? May there be well-being for all. And what is the definition of the God that we discussed just now? Keep that meaning, both the meaning together, and see what happens. Sarvesham swastirbhavatu. Sarvesham swastirbhavatu. Sarvesham swastirbhavatu. Well-being for all. For all means it is everywhere. And where it is located? Deep inside me. Sarvesham swastirbhavatu. Sarvesham swastirbhavatu. Sarvesham swastirbhavatu. Now singing, listening, meaning and the applied knowledge. If you have really understood the meaning of the word Ishvara, and now what we are saying, well-being, where? Everywhere, at all time, 24/7, in all condition. What? It is there? Yes. That is what we discover. Sarvesham swastirbhavatu. Sarvesham swastirbhavatu. Sarvesham swastirbhavatu. If the mind is still distracted, you have taken a ramp. No. Ask the mind. Don't take a ramp. Come back. Sarvesham swastirbhavatu. Sarvesham swastirbhavatu. Sarvesham swastirbhavatu. Second mantra, singing and listening. Sarvesham shantirbhavatu. Sarvesham shantirbhavatu. Sarvesham shantirbhavatu. You see what I am doing? It is not known as chanting or singing. It is known as recitation. So what is the meaning of Shanti? Means peace. So may there be peace in all. But first you look deep inside. That peace is there. Sarvesham shantirbhavatu. Sarvesham shantirbhavatu. Sarvesham shantirbhavatu. Sarvesham shantirbhavatu. Sarvesham shantirbhavatu. Sarvesham shantirbhavatu. So singing, listening, meaning and applied. What is that knowledge of the Ishvara, the spatial Purusha, or the so-called the word God, we have understood just now? Can we align with it? Means what? He is the owner of the peace. And where the owner dwells? Deep inside my heart. So where the mind should go? It should continue to walk inside whilst reciting. Sarvesham shantirbhavatu. Sarvesham shantirbhavatu. Sarvesham shantirbhavatu. Sarvesham shantirbhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Third line, singing and listening. We take it for granted. Oh, there is a God, there is a heaven, there is a hell. We don't want to understand it. And then it creates a blind belief, and then we blame where we have our belief. Yoga says, never do like this. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Meaning, Purnam, completeness, whole. It is consciousness. And what is God? Owner of the best, the highest and the greatest. The wholeness. Where it is? It is your consciousness. It is my consciousness. It is our consciousness. And that consciousness is only one. It cannot be divided. Can the mind pay attention to that while recitation? Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Thoughts are coming. Thoughts cannot be complete. Let it come and go. No, but what should I? What you do while driving on the highway? Do you stop the car in the middle and do you start fighting with the other car? Leave it. Pay attention to where you want to go. I believe you have understood. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Purnam, completeness. I have explained it. Let us be there. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. 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 Sarvesham, the fourth line, singing and recitation. Now I can say, you have understood recitation and listening. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Singing, listening and meaning? I should tell you, one name of Ganesha, so-called you might be aware of the Lord Ganesha, is auspiciousness. You see the symbolism. That's how we progress into meditation. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. 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 Auspiciousness, and what we have been doing it. What was that understanding? The well-being merges into peace, both merges into sense of completeness, and that sense of completeness is transcending the body and the mind, And when we transcend the body and the mind, is auspiciousness. Means what? I live into that state 24/7. Sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. 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 What a beautiful state, auspiciousness. It is present everywhere in all the condition when it is here and now. To recognize that, to know that, to discover that, is discovering the God, is discovering the real self. Sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. 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 And now, recitation of Om mentally. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. With a very gentle softness. When you symbolizes Om, long recitation in your mind, let the mind go as deep within you, inside the heart. First Shanti, what is blocking me? Causal body, ignorance. Oh, again I see the darkness. But at the same time, you may have beautiful experiences. Second Shanti is to the mind. Mind, are you pure? That is an indication. Third Shanti to the body and the world. Now, I am searching myself. Continue. What to continue? Recitation of Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. With referencing real self, Om. Referring the darkness, Om. Referring mind, thoughts are coming, Om. No worries. Good thoughts is coming, Om. Bad thoughts is coming, Om. You know it. You have done it millions of times. When you don't want to listen to anyone, you simply start speaking something else. That is Om. What a big deal. And third Om is body and the world. See that? Entire process, every step is to go deeper within. Continue. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Today, how many times, whenever you remember, mentally say Om Shanti, 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 while you refer Om to the real self, at work, at home, with near and the dear ones, and then see what happens. What happens? You need to just see. That is the power. Do nothing, remain as you are, and still you will find the mind likes to do it. Even when I say do nothing. Or the mind likes to do it in a non-verbal format. Means what? Mind is going deeper within. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside, know your experiences. We'll share our experiences now. Way to progress. How are you, David and Jerry? I see the smile on everybody's face today, more or less.
Sorry, it was very, very good. But when we finished doing the spine, from the crown of the head to the spine, you said have a clear mind. My mind for the rest of the session was just very clear and relaxed and peaceful. And I heard everything you said. I heard all your words, but I don't remember anything else.
Beautiful. Yeah. That's a beautiful experience. Beautiful. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, it was quiet for the most part. I did notice some. I remember at one point you had said when you get distracted, just bring yourself back. And at that point, I didn't feel like I was distracted, but at that point, I had a lot of white light in the forehead.
That's another deeper experience, yes.
Yeah, and then same with at the end. So I felt like it was pretty even throughout, and then a lot of white light in the forehead today.
Good, beautiful. How are you, Stephen?
I'm good. A really good meditation. It was probably the fastest I've gotten to my heart, and was just there the entire time. Just darkness, quietness, peacefulness.
That's good.
Contentment. Yeah. So.
That's beautiful. That's a deeper. You see that we experience 24/7, that auspiciousness, that peace, a sense of completeness. Think of it. What else we need in our life? What else? And today we are clear about the God in us is what we are. You see, the way we understand, we need not to go to hell or we need not to go to heaven. It is there. How are you, Sam?
I'm good. Again, very. It happened very quickly. The peacefulness. I was very clear-headed for the whole time, and in a state of. I guess when I know that I'm in the state, I feel this sense of contentment through my body.
That's good.
Kind of like an aura of sorts, and it was. I was thinking, how could anything, outside bother me if
yes,
I could find
you see.
So I think that's the.
Yes, you all have been regular and consistent. You see that. Now compare this kind of a contentment with I see blue color, I see red color, I see God, and I see goddesses. Compare that. Which one is better? Do you see that? That's how, if we are consistent and practicing regularly, then we realize those experiences are good at that time, and these experiences are better at this time. You made a very wonderful phrase. Oh, what I need to do outside. Sense of contentment is there. I'm done. At every moment in my life. How are you, Christina? Christina was nodding her head, yes.
I was just happy to hear that he was having that experience.
Yeah.
Today was great. I felt like it was very fast, and I kind of I don't know if it's bad or good, but I'm just going to share it.
It's good.
This is bad. It's the wrong thing, but I totally got, once we started, I felt like I was in a trance of your Om Shanti for like the whole time. I have no idea what else was going on, but I wasn't thinking anything. It was just like I felt warm and safe. And then I was like, oh shoot, I need to be paying attention. And then I don't know. So I don't know if that's bad or good, but it felt...
It's much better. Very good. Very good experience. You see that? What did you say? One word that you were sharing? That it was very quick. Mm-hmm. So very quick, I think everyone has understood. I used to say when you find that it is very quick, that indicates that you have transcended the mind. Not only you have transcended the mind, you have transcended the garbage in the mind. I don't want to talk about it. Why to talk? You see, in psychotherapy, we talk every day. We dig deep inside. How much stress? Okay, you have stress. Okay, let us talk it again. Let us talk. We talk of peace and happiness. But we need to be consistent. How are you, Lara?
So I first need to share something else with you. So yesterday evening, I was working late and doing some things, and then I hopped in the bath. In my mind, I was like, oh, it's singing Asatoma.
Beautiful.
And I was chanting, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to stick with this right now. So better than getting stuck in the, what I need to get done. That was kind of nice awareness that I had. This practice today was spacious, but I had to bring my mind back a bunch to come back here. I had image of being in India and a woman in a doorway, just standing there. I don't know what that was, but that kind of came today too. I can see what she was wearing, and it was kind of interesting. So, not sure what that's about.
So women was not naked; she was wearing something.
She had a sari on, and she lots of like red and green and lots of colors. And,
Yeah,
so,
that represents, that's a long journey. There are 10 different manifestations of a goddess Durga. So that is one of the 10 manifestations of goddess Durga. So I just pointing out, but why it happens when the mind goes deeper within. So it symbolizes very more energy, calmness. So that is what happens. And you see that one point that Lara pointed out, that under when your mind was chanting Asatoma?
it was last night. I was working late and I hopped in the bath to just relax.
Just to relax.
I realized that that's what was happening.
You see, the mind will continue to work. So when we are doing this kind of practices, the time comes, mind, instead of becoming distracted and reactive, it retrieves these recitation. And that is a sign of a good progress. How are you, Leslie? Leslie is thinking something. Can you raise your volume of... Little more. You cannot change it, so let me see if I can. Yes.
No, the problem is on my end.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, if nobody can hear me, I'll just say I'm good.
You're good? Yes, I could see the smile in between during the meditation on your face.
That's because you were making me laugh.
Oh, I'm a musician.
You
Yes, making you laugh. Yes, that is really good. So it means, it will help you. Be consistent and regular. Then it will change. How are you, Brandy?
Hi, Girish. I'm good. I have a question. So, this is my third session, and I'm not really clear when I'm supposed to be reciting out loud, if at all. So that's when my mind kind of got involved. I mean, other than that, I'm pretty much in it. But is there, when you go through the mantra, when are we supposed to recite out loud, or are we, or does it matter?
So, yeah. The way you want to recite, continue recite, and when you are doing it regularly, the mind is pure, so then it will pick up its own rhythm. What the Lara is saying. So when the mind picks up its rhythm and you start retrieving that recitation in your mind, you will see the calmness will come. Whether you recite the way I do it or you do it on your own way. But it is always good to do it mentally.
Okay.
So when you do it loudly, mental recitation is 1,000 times powerful than the louder recitation. And non-verbal recitation is another 1,000 times better than the mental recitation. And the vision of the mantra is again 1,000 times powerful than the non-verbal. So it means the mind has to move deeper and deeper and deeper, and then it reaches to that stage. Any more question? Leslie, I make you laugh, so whenever you are sad, remember me. I want to see that. that you see that? Then 90% of your problem is gone. And 10% you attend few sessions and the problem is 100% gone. Yeah? Just remember this crazy guy with the beard. Okay. He made me laugh. That is our journey of the Eastern wisdom. It is not the journey of psychotherapy and psychiatrists, with due respect to all the knowledge. It's also a knowledge. I'm not going against anything. So contemplate today about this God. Why I did not take up in the beginning? Because the moment in the very first session, if I use the word God, this guy seems to teach us a religion. So I'm not going there. So those who have come so late in the session, gradually you reach to that state. Now your mind is ready to understand, contemplate and reflect. Remember, God in me, inside the heart, is my real self. That is the message the Patanjali gives. So you are already free from all the cult, dogma, organized stuff. Mind is free. And it is not in the heaven because there is no heaven. It is not in the hell because there is no hell. I'm not saying, even if your mind is opposing, I'm not saying, live with your own belief and faith. But this is what yoga teaches. Total freedom. You see, the total freedom. That is the meaning of Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Wholeness. Thank you very much. That is all for today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste.
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 Namaste. I hope Leslie will keep smiling.